Anybody in their mid to late 20s unable to drink anymore. Wait until your 30s, buddy. Yay, I used to be known for chugging the cheapest vodka with no issue back in early 20s in college. Now I literally get buzzed and sick drunk off like 3 stout beers or 2 shots lol. Welcome to aging. It happens to all of us. I'm in my mid-20s, and I definitely can drink. The problem is once I start I can't stop. I did start getting wicked hangovers though. I fell out with a lot of friends in my early 20s, and then got a DUI, basically a Dewey, and started to realize I might not be as in control as I thought. I've tried to quit several times only to relapse pretty hard. I already blacked out pretty regularly, but my new meds make me black out so much faster, even if I don't feel fucked up at all. I'm 2 weeks sober and feeling a lot more confident about sticking with it. Weird thing is, I didn't even realize I had a problem because the people I would hang around drank like I did, and I thought it was normal. I never in my life thought I would drink and drive, but I made an exception one time, and after being successful it became easier to convince myself I was okay to drive. Then it was just a normal thing I did. The time I got pulled over I didn't even question if I was okay to drive because I had driven so much worse before. I'm glad it happened how it did though. I'm lucky that that was my wake-up call as opposed to injuring or killing somebody. I've got another question for no stupid questions. And I'm not trying to deflect from bad habits or anything. I'm genuinely shocked. So many people think this is a lot in a short time span. Doesn't the body process 1 drink an hour? If that's the case, 1.5-1.75 drinks an hour, 6 or 7 over 4 hours doesn't seem like a crazy pace to me. But obviously today my body and mind is agreeing that that was too much, just seems surprising to me. I experienced this. I'm 29, used to drink and party a lot. Now if I have more than 1 or 2 drinks, I feel sick drunk more so than fun drunk. And if I get drunk, the hangover lasts the entire next day. I drank quite a bit as a teen. At 21 I can barely stomach a seltzer. Just not my cup of tea. I hate how it makes me feel now. Drinking was a lot more fun in high school when I wasn't allowed to do it. 16-20 years old. I thank God my hangovers got worse and ultimately unbearable after I have too much as I got older. Think I de-slip into bad dependency if not. Your testosterone is probably declining with age. If you get symptoms unrelated to drinking like panic attacks, anxiety, low mood, lack of confidence, a drive, brain fog, fatigue, weight gain, struggling to put on muscle, then see your doctor and ask them to check. I had this and noticed when I bumped my testosterone above natural levels, not saying anyone should do this, that I could suddenly drink, something I couldn't really do before. I basically don't really drink anymore anyway. It was quite scary to go out with some friends, drink 6 or 7 pints of lager, way more than I could ever previously drink, then bounce out of bed in the morning feeling just fine. Never ever did that again, not a good combo. 29 and discovered I had a problem a few months ago. Been sober ever since, except for 2 small relapses where I had a few drinks with friends. I mean that's a lot of alcohol in a short period of time, and you are older, so yeah, I get it. Also, keep in mind, you should ask yourself if you are exercising often, if you eat well, if you drink a lot of water, if you are overweight, and most importantly how consistently you sleep well. All of those things, like how they affect you on a daily basis even when you are not drinking, will impact your hangovers big time. I thought I was literally no longer able to drink alcohol in any way because my hangover were so horrible, and then I started taking care of myself, and my hangovers decreased by about 80, and I had what I called a late 20s party renaissance. It was glorious because I felt like I was partying on borrowed time, but I also had money by then, and so it was much more fun. I put myself in the ER with a fib BC I got too loaded on New Year's Eve a few years ago. It's not worth it anymore. Not worth the hangovers, the stomach issues, and the risk of ending up back in the hospital. I still go out with the dudes and manage just fine drinking water. Don't sweat it, you're right, it is toxic. Does anyone get a horrendous pain in their neck when the alcohol first starts hitting? I find that the less frequently I drink, the worse it makes me feel. Seems weird. The trouble is that your tolerance and your habits are out of sync. You want to build up the tolerance of 18-year-old you again? Then pick up the habits of that time. Multiple nights of drinking in a row, probably drinking at least 2-3 times a week. Keep that up for a month or so, and I promise 6-7 drinks over 4 hours feel like just slightly tipsy again. I'm not sure I'd recommend it though. I don't drink in general. It's too expensive to go to bars, and I moved across the country, so no one to drink at home with. I have an aversion for alcohol, and it's always thrown me for a loop. I'll either black out for no reason and get in stupid amounts of life-changing trouble, or I'll be completely wrecked for 3 days. So the cost has always been higher than the gains for me, and I don't do it at all. I would recommend high quality, low quantity like different whiskeys or wine. It's very enjoyable, you can't just smash it, and they don't have a million additives either. I stopped.